So the first news is unfortunately not the greatest. There was a bus collision at Walt Disney World, so 2 of their transportation buses did collide. There's not a ton of damage to the bus, but it did crack the front windshield. Looks like it wasn't high impact enough to cause some serious damage, but that did happen on the Disney Resort, so that's unfortunate there. On a more exciting news front, they have announced that there's going to be a partnership between Disney World and Hallmark for a Disney World Hallmark Christmas special for 2026. This is starring Lacey Chabert and Travis Von Winkle, neither of which are new to the Hallmark Christmas special kind of world, so they're coming back for this. There's also going to be a few Disney favorites in there. Richard Kine's going to be in it. We're going to have Christy Carlson Romano from Even Stevens in Kim Possible. So nice to see some Disney veterans are going to be showing their face here as well. The storyline here is that Lacey's character is going to Walt Disney World with an extended family vacation. She's going to end up in a room in the hotel right next to Travis, who she's gone on a really terrible first date with, who is also there with his family vacation. So really cool to see a Walt Disney World themed holiday Hallmark movie coming out. This is kind of the first of its kind. Hopefully we'll see more of this from different parks around the world. That would be really cool to see. So I'm really looking forward to that one. Unfortunately, we do have to wait a year before this is going to be coming out. One more thing I want to get into before we dig into the 2026 season, we do have some more information around the construction project that was happening between Galaxy's Edge and Toy Story Land. This is near what was going to be the new popcorn stand, and it looks like this is just going to be additional seating in the Galaxy's Edge area. This is actually most likely going to be used for people probably dining in Toy Story Land, because if you've been to Woody's Lunchbox, you know that seating is extremely limited there. It always seems to be an issue. Adding another food stand is not going to make that better. So this is just more seating where you can go take your snacks and enjoy. They may put a drink cart there. So nothing thrilling here, but it is probably something that is needed in this area. And one last news update, if you are looking at the Christmas parties this year, so obviously Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party has been sold out for a few weeks now, and now the final date of Jollywood Nights is also sold out. So there are still a couple of dates for Jollywood still available, but you are running short on time if you're looking to get to a holiday party this year. So now let's dig into the openings for next year. And we're actually going to start a little bit early. We're going to start on December 12th of this year. So the refurbishment for Cali River Rapids, it's going to be reopening on December 12th. This is super early. Usually this is closed for the winter months for a full refurbishment. Obviously in the winter there is much less demand for a water ride, especially one that gets you as drenched as Cali can. So I guess they're opening it before the holiday season to add the capacity. How popular it will be will probably depend on the temperature ranges in that period of time, but that is opening up in the next few days. So the only one that's happening in winter is going to be the update to Frozen Ever After. So they've finally given us a little bit more information on this refurbishment. So it's going to be closing on January 26th, and it is set to reopen with the new animatronics in February. So this is a really quick turnaround to get those new animatronics in there. Obviously, these are the new high-tech ones that are based from the Hong Kong attraction. Really excited to see these upgraded in the parks, and nice that that downtime is going to be really short. Hopping into spring, we've got 2 refurbishments that are going to be coming back online. We don't have specific dates for this yet, but this is going to be Buzz Lightyear Space Ranger Spin. So this has been closed for a little bit now. They're redoing the cars, how the guns work, that you can lift them out of the actual holders now and get a little bit more range on how that works, and updating kind of the whole shooting mechanism in that attraction. So this is a big redo, a big upgrade for this ride that will give that gameplay a really refreshed look. So this one will be really fun when it comes back online. I know this has always been really popular with people. Hopefully the tips and tricks that we've learned along the way don't get completely ruined and we don't have to start from scratch, but that can be fun too, learning the new ride mechanisms. The other one is, of course, Big Thunder Mountain. So this is probably the one we're the most excited for. This has been down for a really long time. And not to say that it isn't worth it and they didn't need to do it. We're talking about completely new tracks as well as updates to the attraction itself. And obviously there was things they had to do for the new Beyond Big Thunder Mountain expansion that they were working on, but this is finally going to be coming back. Again, we don't have a firm date, but in spring of 2026. So a lot is happening in summer this year. So they are bringing back the Cool Kids of Summer. So that will be happening again. A really exciting one. So we've been hearing a lot about Bluey coming to the cruise lines and coming to the parks. So Bluey and Bingo are going to be at Conservation Station at the Animal Kingdom. So this is probably an area most people skip when they go to the Animal Kingdom. For a while, the veterinary services are still there. There were some other kind of experiences there before. Now it seems to be more of an animation drawing session that you can do at that location. But they're going to be bringing a Bluey and Bingo meet and greet to the area. And then when you go outside, they're going to kind of continue that out into an interactive experience with some animals that are native to Australia, so Bluey's kind of home country. So nice to see some presence of Bluey in the park. I'm sure this is going to be really popular when it opens, and hopefully it drives some more people to that area of the park. So if you haven't been there before, you catch that train to Conservation Station from Africa, but it is the only way to get there is by train. So you got to dedicate some time to make this one work for you. So another one that we've already discussed before is Soarin' Across America. So they've given us a slightly tighter window. This is going to be opening before Memorial Day, but we don't have an exact date on this one either. So that's coming soon. And of course, we're going to have the Rockin' Roller Coaster starring the Muppets. So this one, again, they're not going to close the attraction until spring, and it is going to be opening in the summer. So they're expecting a pretty quick turnaround here. What they've done here is pretty clever, that they've closed the pre-show now. So if you've seen any of the videos of that, there's just an announcement as you go through that area and you can't actually see the pre-show anymore. But this is allowing them to keep the attraction open while they change over that section. So they're adding in new screens, new animatronics here. So this is a complete redo of this pre-show area. So it's great that they found a way to get kind of that turnover happening while keeping that attraction over so they can keep capacity in that park. Really good idea by Disney. Disney Junior Mickey Mouse Clubhouse Live is coming back to the animation courtyard this summer. So obviously this is going to be popular with the younger kids. A lot of the attractions in Hollywood Studios do have height restrictions, so it's nice that some capacity for them is coming back into the park. So late summer is when we're going to see the Magic of Disney animation return. And this is going to be featuring 6 new meet and greets. So they've announced what the areas and the kind of staging for these meet and greets are going to be. They've given us an idea of 2 of the characters that we're going to see, but they haven't announced everything yet. But what each of these meet and greets are going to do is they're going to take you through a different stage of the process of Disney animation. So the first one's going to be the story department. This is where there's going to be a storyboard backdrop where you're pitching your idea for the Disney movie, and this is going to feature a meet and greet with Mulan. So the next one is the layout department, and this is my favorite concept that they've come out with, because this is going to feature the multi-layer camera. So if you've been through the Walt Disney Story before, they talk about this a lot. You can see how it works there, that you have multiple cells in a row so that you can kind of pan through those. So there's going to be a meet and greet with Rapunzel here, and that's going to make for a fantastic photo op to have that dimensional background behind you. So really cool idea for this one. The other 4 sections, they haven't told us who's going to be there yet. So you're going to have hand-drawn animation. So obviously they're going to be choosing from a hand-drawn movie. So it could be Tiana, or we could be going back to some of the classic characters. The next one is computer animation. So obviously we're going to be looking at feature films that were done with computer animation for those characters. So potentially Moana, Frozen, Zootopia are a few options we might see here. So we don't have any more information on the last 2, but it's going to be lighting and then effects. So each of these 6 meet and greets is going to take you through those animation stages, which is a really cool to progress, tell that story, and still get some engagement with those character meet and greets that are super popular. Of course, we're also going to get the Drawn to Wonderland play section here. So this is going to feature some oversized singing flowers and some exploration zones. There's going to be a tea party area. So this will be really fun for the kids. And then there's going to be an opportunity to do some drawing yourself. So kind of like they do at Conservation Station, there's probably going to be a guided drawing session here as well. So that's kind of it for the new openings for the year. The only other one is at Disney Springs. We should be seeing Level 99 opening up. But again, they've just given us a generic 2026 timeline, so we don't have any information on that. We're also going to be having all of the Epcot festivals that you know and love are going to be returning this year, as well as all of the holiday parties. So we are going to get Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party, Mickey's Very Merry Christmas, and Jollywood Nights is confirmed to be returning for next year as well. So lots of exciting things happening in 2026. And of course, we're also still looking to the future. If you saw, there was a post by Walt Disney Imagineering showing that they put the first vertical beam in for Encanto for the ride building there. So that has now gone vertical. So Tropical Americas is moving along. So lots of exciting things to come, and make sure you tune in next week and we'll see what's next.